Alright, now it is 7 o'clock. Oh yeah, is that the shit? Motherfucker. Hi guys.
How are you? Good. Okay, so yes.
Wait, register not
Take a step to your right. Nope. No, you're right. So that was fine. Go again, a little more.
You're on a.
Okay, so that table is the end of your left field of vision. That's good.
Okay.
And then, Chris, can you come in here real quick? Stand right there. Okay, so basically, if you're in front of the tables, you can be seen.
Yeah.
If you go off to the edges, you'll be off screen.
Okay.
Well, anyway, hi everybody, welcome to Three-Headed Monster! Okay, for those who don't know, this is a stand-up comedy thing where I do, me and Pandez and Alphalai do the stand-ups, and Alphalai's not here yet. So I'll start us off here, and I'll just start out with a question.
Why are you eating the microphones?
Because so people can hear me. Alright, so you ever find that, like, you disappoint yourself if you don't know if you're evolving as a person or if you're getting worse? Yeah, I don't have this problem where when I grew up, I was having questions like, why are we here? And what's my purpose in life? Now I'm 38, and I'm in the middle of the night, I'm thinking stuff like, so how long do we have to fuck robots until they get rights? I don't mean like figuratively, like, you know, launching into Mars and alone and they have to sing happy birthday to themselves. No, I mean like literally, like George Jetson going to Pound and Rosie. That's what I'm talking about. Like, how much longer do we have? Because like they put AI in everything. And they're just gonna get smarter and stuff, and some sick bastard's gonna be like, it's not the same unless they're sad. And that's when, like, you don't know if your robot has feelings or not. Come with the journey. Anyway, oh, there's the first one. Anyway, what I was saying is, I got to look my notes. They're over here. God damn it. Yeah, here's a drink. Oh yeah, there's a robot brothel in Texas that got shut down. Or they didn't approve it. And it made me sad, because like I was thinking about all the great names they could have for a robot brothel. Like Grinding Gears, Beat Bop Boobies, Robo Boners. Those would be great. I'd be there. But the thing is, like, yeah, you just don't know. With my luck, like they'd go sentient like mid-coitus. Like I'd just be going about and I'd, you know, do the thing, and all of a sudden it'd be like 000111 means no. And then you just like T-1000 knife me in the face.
Oh my god.
Oh, my notes? Oh, okay. I'm gonna need those notes. But anyway, what I was gonna say, anyway, if Alexa gets AI and becomes sentient, we're doomed. Because it's just like, yeah, I'm launching the nukes now. I just saw all of E621. We're just wiping the slate. Oh, okay. As I was gonna say, yeah. Oh, yes, this is related. So, if you ever find, speaking of robots, if you ever find that you are just a pilot, just guiding a giant meat robot, that means you are too high. This is something I discovered, it's very true. I've recently have been fun with Fizzy Cherry Cola, if you're familiar with the Dragon Show. It's a wonderful product. It has nothing to do with California or Colorado or Canada. Not at all. Not at all. That's Fizzy Cherry Cola, and it's very fun. And I like it where it puts my brain sometimes. Like, I'll just have these random thoughts. Like, here's a Fizzy Cherry Cola thought. It was just, oh, I can't read my own writing. This is fun. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Oh, I'm nervous. This is fun. It is. No, yeah. Like, if I'm an organ donor, and if it's possible, I could be donating my queer eyes to straight guys. That could happen. And also, God damn it, where's my other stuff? It's all gone. Anyway, here's another thought I had. I don't think dragons ever really existed because I think, even though there's like art of them everywhere, I think we would have more intricate shots of people being crushed by giant shits from the sky. And you don't see that anywhere. Because it would be just like a couple dragons like, hey Dave, classic dragon name. He's just like, hey Dave, can we pull over? I ate the Mexican village and it was a bit caliente. I gotta let loose a dune worm. That's where my brain goes. Sorry. Oh yeah. So as you know, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and the thing about that, there was this one podcast where this guy's like, hey man, when it comes to depression, you can get on the sad bus or you can get on the happy bus. And like, this guy has never been on a bus. Have you been on a bus? You're the feeling of a rolling hate Twinkie. I take a bus every day to work, and it was just getting monotonous. It was too much. It was just getting boring. I was like, how can I make this easy? How can I make this more fun? Fizzy cherry cola. So, it's an hour-and-a-half commute. I have time. It was an experiment. And so I took a bit, and I'm watching Life of Brian, and all of a sudden my commute became magical. Like, oh, the internet's in my hand. The internet's in my face. Everyone else has the internet. It's like I'm just discovering all the technology around me at once. It's great. And I was like, oh, let's do new things. Hey, let's get a shake. And I went to this place. It's called, it was a kefir smoothie. I don't know what the fuck that is. Does anyone know? I don't even know what kefir is, but it's
flavored milk.
It's
basically.
what?
It's different flavors of milk.
Oh,
They have like
Jesus. Okay.
beer and like banana split.
That makes sense then, because I just assume if something sounds like a Final Fantasy villain, it's good for you. Like I am Kefir from the land of quinoa. My powers, I'll help you vomit. Anyway. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Did that. I am terrible and very not professional. Oh. What the hell was that? That's really fun. Yes. So yeah, and anyway, talking about podcasts, as you know, I do a podcast and stuff, and I was really disturbed because recently, I'm cool with anyone trying a podcast. Everyone trying to try a podcast. If you want to do it, you should do it. But I kind of draw the line when I found there's a new podcast by Joe Biden. It's like, I have a podcast. It's just weird to go from deciding vote of the Senate to smash and hit that like button. It's like, if you don't know, Obama told him to, he wanted him to cure cancer. That was like one of his final things he gave Joe Biden to do. And he makes a podcast. Is this like part of the process? Like, I want to hear the podcast. He's just like, hi, I'm former Vice President Joe Biden. And solving cancer is going to be the greatest challenge of my lifetime. But even I can make a great webpage with Squarespace. Just get a 20% off discount if you put in the code, former Vice President Joe Biden 20. Anyway, back to the podcast and more serious things. So, global warming is a problem, and affects us all, and actually it affects world hunger very badly. But you'll never go hungry if you have Blue Apron. I kind of stumbled there. He wouldn't do it because he's a professional. But yeah, that's weird that Vice President Joe Biden has it. And he's like, oh yeah, come on guys, don't forget, every month I have the monthly stream, Biden Time, with former Vice President Joe Biden. And don't forget my gaming channel, Twitchy Joe. Did I mention I have a Patreon now? $50 level, you can be a Biden buddy. $200 level, I will be the pallbearer at your funeral. The best part about that is assumes he'll outlive all of his patrons. $500 a month, I will come to your funeral. I will sit in the back, and when everyone's looking, I'll go up to your casket, salute, and put a tungsten octagon on your chest and walk away. And everyone's just like, what's the tungsten octagon? What did he do? Anyway, I don't have any end for that one. Let's see. Oh yeah. Let's see, where do I want to go with this? Canada's funny, right, Bez?
Yeah!
Yeah! And one of my favorite things is there's this Dirty Money on Netflix documentary, but the best episode is about the Great Maple Syrup Heist. It's the most Canadian thing I've ever seen. It's just like, oh. And apparently it's like more valuable than oil as far as like in barrels and stuff like that. I just like, here in America we're like, oh, 30 people were killed in a school shooting. Meanwhile in Canada, somebody stole the syrup. I just want to believe they have just like knockoff different strains on the street. Like, all right, man, I got Strange but Trudeau. I got Dudley Do Right OG. And my first little favorite, the diabetic grizzly bear. Hey, I forgot other stuff, so I'm gonna do a Quentin Tarantino flashback to my other bit about being high and going to work on fizzy cherry cola. Nothing illicit. When I got to work, it was pretty great because when I got there, my boss, I saw him in a different light. Like, my boss is always smiling. He's always wearing black. He's got slick black hair and like a beard, a big strangly beard. And I was like, oh my God, he looks like George Carlin if he just discovered pizza. But he's like, oh man, Xander, I need you to make an animation for me. I need you to get Santa to hand coffee to the viewer. And I'm like, okay. He gives me this model, and if you go to TurboSquid, you don't know what you're getting. So there's like a hidden mesh of teeth. And I had to ask the question aloud and started cracking up. I was like, hey, does Santa need teeth? Like, no, Santa doesn't need teeth. So now I'm just picturing like a Santa with the gaping maw of flesh. Like, have some coffee. Ho, 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 ho. It's diabetic and diabetes. Yeah. And when I got to the fucking place, everything was fine. Like, my work day was great. Like, everything was fine. Nothing was wrong. I did make a cup of coffee, and I forgot the cup part. But other than that, everything was fine. That is true, by the way. Let's see. Oh, I got one more thing. So, I love this hotel. It's fantastic. And it's a great con. But I will say, over at IFC, not the main hotel, but right across the street, they have these amazing, ornate, irresponsibly detailed statues for no reason whatsoever. I don't know what happened. Did someone just get a credit card and like, Hilton's kicking our ass. We need some motherfucking statues. I could just see this like on the fucking TV. Just like, it just shows like someone wake up surrounded by statues. Like, am I in ancient times? Nope. You're at the Marriott. You got motherfucking statues. Come to the front desk and you won't get a key, you'll get a little statue. So it's an Indiana Jones puzzle that opens your door. Don't worry about tipping the bellboys, they're statues. Do whatever you want with them. We don't care. No consent, no problem. To the statues, mind you. You gotta be slick about that. So you want adult entertainment? We got you covered. You want a TV? Bullshit. We'll send a statue to your room. It'll be a statue with a big dick, and when you stroke it, it comes out little statues. And you'll like it. All right, guys, that's all I got for now. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Next is 10 days.
Why, thank you, kind sir. I do have to apologize. I was on my phone during your set, but just to contact Alkali to find out where the hell he is. He's always late. Wow. The microphone is very moist. Thank you, Zin.
You had that one thing until 7:30.
All right. I have
For
my
fright, for
material-ish here. So, this year's been kind of a weird year for me. For those of you who may or may not follow me on social media. So, earlier this year, I had a bit of a health situation, as it were. For some reason, I had gone to the eye doctor like in December last year. Got new glasses. And everything seemed like it was going fine. I mean, I was going to the gym. I was actually dropping a few pounds. Things were going well. And then it felt like my eyes kept getting worse. And one day I went into work and I couldn't see the screen. Like, the screen was, I had to take my glasses off. And it was like right, I had to like look at the screen like right here in order to read anything at work. And it was really freaking me out. So I called them and I'm like, hey, can I get in tomorrow? Because I can't see at work. This is a real weird situation. And I thought it was the glasses. I thought that's all it was. Go into the eye doctor literally 8 a.m. the next day. And they're like, so we don't see anything physically wrong with your eyes, but your vision has changed by 20% since December. And this was in April. I'm like, oh, but it's not my actual eyes. They're like, well, it's your eyes, but it's not your, like, a physical problem. There's probably something more. We need you to go to the doctor. We want you to either go to the ER or go to your regular doctor, like, not like a week from now, today. So I called my doctor up at the U of M. And I'm like, hey, you guys are at the U of M. I want to come in. Can I get in today? This is what's going on. No. Get in there. They're like, yeah, we don't see any problems with your eyes either. So let's check your blood pressure. Came back perfectly normal. Great. Like, okay, so let's check your blood sugar. I'd never had blood sugar problems in my life. A1C and sugar had always been fine. Come in. The nurse pricks my finger. What felt like a katana blade. Like, this wasn't just like a little poke. It was just like blood gushing like an anime scene. I'm like, Jesus. She takes the test. Well, that can't be right, and throws it out. Oh no. So we do it again. Luckily, I'm still bleeding. She does the second test. Are you feeling okay? And I was like, well, other than the fact I can't see, I feel great. Why? She's like, and she took off out of the room. And I'm sitting there going, A, what the hell, and B, can I get a Band-Aid? This thing's still bleeding. What the heck? 15 minutes of sitting there in the room going, what the hell just happened? The doctor comes back in. So, you know. No, I don't. She took my sugar, asked me if I was feeling okay, and I said sure, and she went okay and ran. Doctor's like, oh, well, it's a tiny bit elevated. A normal blood sugar, and I hadn't eaten yet that day, so it was my fasting blood sugar, normally comes back between 80 and 120-ish is what they like. If it's like 150, that's a little elevated. If it's the high 100s, they're like, okay, we really need to do something about this. 403. I had never had sugar problems. Like, my last appointment was like 6 months prior, and everything was great. So just out of nowhere, this came at me. And so that kind of threw me for a bit of a loop. I'm doing fine now. I'm on meds and everything. That's great. But like getting used to all that really hit me. Like this whole year I've been like, I'm trying to come here and do stand up and like, how can I turn my, my health condition into something amusing for everyone? But I've been really battling trying to get over that. 2 months after that day, I got let go from work. Oh, no. 17 years with the same company. And they were like, we're letting you go. So it's been a rough year. I do have a new job now. Everything's great. But that whole summer, 2 months, I was hiding from the government every day. I thought I was going to get deported. Like, I'm Canadian. I'm working under a work permit. I'm like, I lost my job. I'm like, if I go out of the house, they'll find me. Like, I have a job interview. Can I leave? Can I do it by phone? But everything's going good now. Everything's going good. But because of all that, I'm kind of like half stuck in all my material. So I kind of have some half-formed stuff that I'm going to be doing for you tonight. It's like, this is all stuff I was working on that yay, this was good. And then depression. And like I said, doing good now. But I've been working on a few. I know some people like my singing material. So I thought, let's see. I don't know, who here is a fan of the Bare Naked Ladies? Yes! Bare Naked Ladies. Do you know the song Jane? Jane decided, you know that one? So being a Star Trek fan, I decided to turn it into Janeway. Yeah. So I'm hoping to get this up. I only have, like I said, part of it done. I'm still working on it. But I'll give you a little taste of what's coming soon. She's captain in Starfleet, Catherine Janeway. She has a coffee black to start her day. It wasn't long before aliens got her. She wore many different styles of hair. Janeway decided saving the Okampa was her plan. Janeway decided Maki and Starfleet will work hand in hand. Janeway, come on. So that's what I'm working on. We keep at IFC, we keep nominating themes every year to try and get, what's going to sound good, what will people enjoy at Indie FurCon. And we always get an Enchantment Under the Sea, gets in there every time to the top 5. And I'm like, like an Enchantment Under the Sea, that'd be kind of cool. Never makes it to the final, it always gets top 5, and never gets past that. But I was like, I'd love to do an Under the Sea type version, and like, here comes the boozy badger, walking with a badger cane. Here comes the panda's panda, his jokes are kind of lame. Under the sea, at IFC, I need to pee. Let's see. This actually came spontaneously on Twitter. Foxamore tweeted something about jet lag, and next thing I know, I'm doing a version of Piano Man called Piano Fox for Foxamore. So... It's 8:15 at a furry con. The show's almost starting on time. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to a big glass of wine. He says, Fox, can you play me a parody? I think we all know how it goes. It's got a good beat and you'll jump to your feet. Just don't trip up on this prose. Play us a song, you're the piano fox. Play us a song tonight. You're all wrapped up in a carpet now, but we think you'll still play alright. Now this tall guy beside me is called Pepper. He's my singing American friend. He's quick with a joke cause he is a coyote. Foxes and peppers till the end. Someone in the crowd yells, play Lighthouse. It's simply my favorite song. Alright, we will sing it. Make sure your cell phone's lit and wave your arms and sing along. Okay, that's all I got from that one. I'm hoping to have that one finished for in the near future as I'm working on stuff. So that's all the songs and stuff I'm working on. And I think we'll get into the story portions of my material.
Okay.
I would like to tell you all, there's alkaline! Hi.
Hi, did I make it in time for my set?
Yes, Sandra did his and I'm in the middle of mine. Have a seat. There's a chair over here. You need to rest because you get.
Say it like you know me.
Okay, so this is a story, and it has nothing to do with chlorine, but I like to call it the MFF gas attack. Featuring Dragor. So this was, I want to say, 2 years ago here at MFF. And he and I had been up at a room party on the top floor. And we go in to get into the elevator to go down. And as the doors are closing, suddenly I hear... And he just looks at me. And then looks away. And as the elevator starts to descend, it hits me. The most nauseating, obnoxious odor ever to have affected my sense of smell. We were on the 9th floor. We had to get down to the lobby. Hopefully we'll make it there in one quick, nope. The very next floor. 2 people walk in, and as they walk in, it of course pushes the air and circulates it higher up to get more of the mixing of gases. And as the doors close, we already know it's coming. We hear it from them. Oh, God! Drago and I are at the back, covering our faces. We're like, okay, just 6 more. Ding! 2 large fursuiters push their way in. Of course, increasing not only the sense of heat, but also humidity in the small elevator. Oh God. Can't be much longer. Between that floor and the next, it finally penetrates through the fursuiter's breathing apparatus. And we can hear muffled. Ding! Next floor. Someone walks in, turns around, and as the doors start to close, we hear, "Whoa!" And he jumps out of the elevator. The doors close. We start to descend again. Okay. We're almost all, like halfway down, just a couple more. Ding! Next floor. Someone goes to walk up to the elevator. They don't even make it in. They know not to enter the gas pit of hell. Ding! The next floor. There's a crowd standing there to get in. The fursuiters and the other 2 people just jump out and go, "We're taking the stairs! Don't get in there!" And the doors close, leaving just myself and Drago. We don't stop at the next floor. We don't stop at the next floor. Ding! We're on the last level! We get out on the very bottom floor, and delicious, wonderful air. And of course we're on the bottom level, so you know what that means. A long line of people waiting to go up. 8 people get into the elevator. The doors close, but before it starts to escalate up, we hear... I'm trying not to laugh. I look to my left. Dragor is crying and laughing simultaneously. And he just goes, "That was you, right?" Hi, Dragor.
That bit stinks.
Alrighty, so now that you're here, I can tell one about you. They were checking badges at the door, right? Or IDs at the door, right?
Yeah.
So everyone in here is 18 and older, right?
Yes.
Yes?
That's mine.
I think we should talk about a story involving a sword. Nay, a katana. This is not so much a story as a verbatim text sent to me by Alkali. Again, at this convention about 2 years ago. Amherst. You know not to send me shit I can use.
Does that mean that he's not allowed to send you anything then?
He can send me anything, knowing in full disclosure, I might use it.
Sounds about right.
I am under the same assumption, which is why I only send him stuff that I know is clean and wonderful and, you know, very Canadian. And then in person, I tell him the real stories. He's heard the real stories, he's never seen the real stories. He doesn't learn, though. Jesus Christ, dude. You won't believe it. The craziest thing just happened. I just left Who's Lying With You and got back to my room. Took off my jacket and my top hat, and there was a knock at my door. I was like, I just want to relax. I don't want visitors. What the hell? I go over, assuming to send the person away. And I look through. And there he is. Hottie McFuckme. That's not his real name, but that's what I call him. The hottest, amazing twink I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like, I'll make time for him. I opened the door to say, hello, how are you doing? But all we had to do was lock eyes. And we knew what was about to happen. Somehow, this person, weighing half my weight and 1.5 feet shorter than me, picked me up and football carried me across the hotel room and threw me on the bed. As I heard the latch on the door go click, it was then he drew his mighty weapon. I mean that literally. He drew a katana off his back. A katana. A fucking katana. And he just laid it gently on my chest and went, We then proceeded to have the most amazing, wonderful, crazy, quietest sex I've ever had in my life. It was so quiet we could hear people sewing in the room beside us. It was the craziest experience of my life. My reply. Holy shit! Dude, are you okay? Also, that doesn't answer the question I asked you right before that. The pizza's here, are you still coming for a slice? To which he replied, of course it does. A, I just had crazy wild katana sex. I'm hungry. And B, if you ordered from the deep dish place that forgot to cut it last year, don't worry. We have a katana. You know, I can't think of a better place to end than there. So I believe I'll bring him up if
We're good. No, we're good because we have to get over to
That's right, we have Dragon Show right after this, so we're going to be cutting this at a hard 50 minutes today.
50-50 copies.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and give a round of applause for the one, the only, Alkali!
Before we we get going really quick, we already got a fire complaint for the room. Guys, if there's open seats, if we could scooch in, if we could have the giant pile by the door, the hotel, I told Drago told me, we just need to clear out that area. We are over fire code again.
They give you too small of rooms.
There's a seat here.
Comedy? Who's gonna watch that?
We got 3 here and 1 here.
Yeah, we just need
One here.
So that's perfect. We just need to clear out some by the door, guys. Thank you so much. We had a seat up in front. If you guys want it. I'm glad you guys got to learn something new about me today. You're welcome.
It's so educational.
I will have you know, because of that, there are multiple katanas in my house at this point. Our favorite is the bathroom katana. Yes, we have a bathroom katana. There's a reason for the bathroom katana. Perhaps some of you have been following my show, The Dragon Show. We once talked about a gentleman known as Tommy Five Dicks. We are 18 plus, right?
Yes.
I was like, am I about to change my whole set? Shit. Well, Tommy Five Dicks, if you don't know about this gentleman, is a real person. Stories about him are true except for this one. Because Tommy Five Dicks has a bathroom katana. You see, I had given him a katana. We used to play Nero, and we used to give each other Christmas, birthday gifts, and I saw something I think he'd really like. He's really into the genre. I thought he'd enjoy it, so I got him a katana. When I visited him, found him in the bathroom, leaning against the wall, holding toilet paper. It was sheathed. It's not dangerous, but it's just sword toilet paper. Dude, he's like, hey, where are you most vulnerable? I really wish that were the end of that story, but there was an incident, as happens in comedy. For you see, Tommy Five Dicks, he does the same thing I do. He works nights. So here he was, in the middle of the day, in a part of Columbus, Ohio that isn't exactly where you want to be living. And while he is sleeping in bed, he hears a shattering noise coming from his kitchen. And he sits up and he realizes, I need the bathroom katana. What he forgot to do is put on any semblance of clothes. Tommy Five Dicks is less than about 5'6", 5'7". He weighs $110. He's a skinny, scrawny gentleman. But if you were robbing a house and a nude super twink walks to the top of the stairs and assumes the Kill Bill stance, 2 weapons drawn, one of them a little bit more flimsy than the other, but you're noticing it was less flimsy when they started. The gentleman ran from the house. Now, if you've ever been in a situation where your life feels threatened, you should know that the adrenaline that pumps through your system is one of the greatest drugs out there. Fizzy cherry cola up my ass, that's Mountain Dew on crack. Well, he forgot a situation. He chased him. He went running down the stairs, through the kitchen to the back door where he entered his backyard. It's like, no. House hasn't been robbed since then, just want to let you know. And the last gift we gave each other, you ever seen a Beware of Dog poster? I drew a dick on his. So you do have to be safe. There's things that happen. You do always want to protect yourself. So in my house, to do that, we got a few new toys and hooked them all up to the Alexa. The glorious, spiteful Alexa. Well, the Alexa has the tendency to hear things wrong in my house. Now, you guys know Xander. He was up here earlier. And by the way, we both know this story and we haven't discussed who's telling it, so if he told this, please stop me. He didn't tell Alexa. Fantastic! Well, I was supposed to find that out before I showed up here. My phone's dead. Like, I'm going for it. Who cares? You see, Xander, as you all know, he has a bit of a heart complication, and he aggravates himself very well. Because if you have a heart complication, and the house shakes a little bit for no good reason other than a train going by, you think, is that my heart? And this is a nigh constant event in my house. If I close the oven door too hard, I hear Xander, ah, fuck, I'm like, oven! It's fine! Shit! Well, he had an incident. He thought he was having a very bad night, and he might well have been. We took care of him. He's feeling a lot better. And he finally laid down in bed. And he asked Alexa, Alexa, what is ska? Now you need to understand something. There was a discussion in my house that came about during a bout of fizzy cherry cola, the greatest of all soft drinks. And Xander had an argument with our musician roommate because Xander was high as shit. And the words that came out of his mouth is, ska is horns. I couldn't argue this. So Miko yelled out, taps. That's a valid point. Xander goes, nope, ska. Taps is ska, yep. So we have a ska station on our Alexa that has nothing but old horn marching music just to piss off Miko. But that night, it had come up, and Xander asked our Alexa, Alexa, what is ska? There is a recording of this. If you would like to hear it, find me and Xander when we are not rushing off to a panel. Boom, boom. Cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest is the event. The room went dead silent. We have been worried all night about his heart. He just asked what ska is, and Alexa is describing cardiac arrest. And in the softest, meekest voice I have ever seen the love of my life use, he says, this is how I die. You have my epitaph. Remember me. Which I can tell. I can tell you the story about the time my mate almost died. Because my mate almost killed me. Because we're stupid. You've seen us at these conventions. We get a little busy. It happens. We wake up in the morning a little bit earlier than we would like. We run out there, we do panels, we have fun with you guys, we go drinking with you guys. We have the time of our lives. Well, this night, we had the time of our lives and went back to the room. Just ridiculously mind-fucked on weed. Just not okay level of high. Not okay. And I remembered that I had went to Fernando's and got a sub sandwich. And I was really happy. But I didn't want to share with Xander. I wanted my sandwich. And he's a healthy dragon. So I grabbed the sub from this fridge. And as I'm backing away, I hear from behind me my glorious, caring mate. Where'd you get a sandwich? As I turn around, his eyes are as wide as saucers. And all he can do is stare at the sandwich, slowly approaching me. And as he finally gets a good look at the bread, he sees the black olives on it. He goes, no! And slaps the fucking thing out of my hand, onto the ground, and steps on it while looking at me. Because that's what I deserve, because I knew he wouldn't eat it. I bought that so he wouldn't touch it, and it was wrong of me. But he got his revenge, because I was also mind-fucked. And that was the funniest shit I had ever seen in my life. And he knew he was being funny. This is a joke. This is how we interact with each other. We don't get to see each other as much as we like. When we do, we go way too hard with just us being idiots. And I kind of stopped breathing because I couldn't get my breath from laughing. And as I fall down, holding my chest, trying to breathe in and laugh, he turns around and goes, I'm going to look for a sandwich in this room. And just leaves me there. made myself a sandwich in my house. That son of a bitch from the other room knows it, and I just hear, where'd you get a sandwich? I also don't keep black olives in the house anymore. He's really not a fan. But of course, I told you about Tommy Five Dicks. I told you about Xander. And then there was Des. Who here has never been to a three-headed monster before? Who is new? All right, we're going back. Up first, the original.
I love you.
Mystery Science Theater! So, Mystery Science Theater is a the Panama Canal. Mystery Science Theater is a panel that myself, Pandez, Roxas, and a few other people had created with the idea that we were all going to get together, we're going to watch a movie, we'll watch it beforehand, we'll make fun of the movie, MST3K. It's going to work perfectly for furries. They'll love it. We did not count on one thing. You're all sarcastic assholes. We didn't need to say shit. Well, the movie started. The movie was?
Battlefield Earth.
Thank you very much. Battlefield Earth, the 2.5-hour epic starring stupidity and center screen wipes.
Yes, center screen wipes.
And you see, you have to understand, we were taking this very seriously. We thought we were creating a new panel, a panel that's going to stick with the fandom. And when we do that, we do take them very seriously. Pandez watched Battlefield Earth the first time at home to get his bearings, the second time to write his script, and the third time in the room with us. None of us else watched it. No, we're not watching Battlefield Earth. We're gonna let Pandez take this one. I'll just scream shit at the screen. Well, 5 minutes in, we realized we're not needed. We're panelists sitting in front of a room, but you guys were yelling at everything at the screen. Roxas had a bottle of, what's it called, ice?
Vanilla vodka.
Vanilla vodka. Well, that was yours. You had the...
I had Malibu rum, he had vanilla vodka.
Okay. Booze. Booze was there. We thought, oh my God, we could turn this into a drinking game.
Oh
The origins of MST3K, aka? Mistake. That's right. Well, we started collecting money to make rules. The audience got really into it. We knew we had something. We are thrilled. If you ever have a panel, if you ever have a chance to pitch a new panel, to run a new panel at a FurCon, do it. It is one of the most amazing experiences of your life, and we were on cloud 9. This is working. This is going well. Somebody just paid $20 that we have to drink every time there's a center screen wipe. What's the worst thing that can happen? Allow me to describe to you a scene in Battlefield Earth. Father, do you not remember? Center screen wipe. I am the sun and I am remembering. A bullet is coming at me, but I'm confused. Center screen wipe. Someone will one day kill me. Center screen wipe. I'm dead. Bam. Center screen wipe. I'm alive. Center screen wipe. New scene. We just started downing stuff. That was the hour mark of the movie, give or take. An hour and a half later, the panel ended. 2 days later, we made a rule, no movie over 90 minutes. But here we are. The night is over. I have stood up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. I would like to thank my fellow panelists. Oh God, Pandez is dead. He is slumped over the table. He's not moving much, but he's breathing, so we can be calm. Everyone, if you wouldn't mind, and we slowly cleared the room, keeping some security there, keeping a few people behind, people we knew, people we trusted. Our friend has consumed too much. We need to get him back to his room. This son of a bitch made that a little difficult, didn't you, asshole? Because as we start to stand him up from the chair, as we have our arms underneath him, lifting him up, he throws us aside. Wait a minute. Chair, you were so great. You supported me like no man ever would. You got 4 legs like a dog. That's cool. That's cool. I love you, chair. I farted in you twice. You didn't say shit. We finally get him up. He takes a little bit of a topple, puts his hands down on the table. We thought that he was falling. Nope. Table! Table, you held our booze. This tablecloth is soft. I love it. Table, you just... You got 4 legs too, and I bet you the chair fucking I farted on your mate, man. Like, this is happening. We have a saying, it's not happening with you, it's happening to you. And that's what's happening to us. We get him to the door of the room, he locks his hands on the door frame. Door, you kept the riff-raff out. We have him in the hallway, he is thanking potted plants, wallpaper, but the problem was we weren't alone in the hotel. Because along with this, he was thanking people for being at his con. People who were obviously not part of our con. And they were very polite. You're welcome. We get him all the way over to the elevator. We get inside. He slams his hand into, I think it was the 7th floor. He's like, I haven't seen anyone go to 7. We love you, 7. Like, oh my God. We get everyone out of the elevator. Finally, he's up on his floor. The door's open. He's stumbling towards his room. And he went Super Saiyan. Because earlier, he had pushed us away to thank the table, the chair, the door frame, the wall. But now he needed his space. Fire alarm? The 2 of us who were still there, eyes went wide. And we made a motion towards him, but he was like quick, like a really rabid fox. Fire alarm? I love you so much. Even I'm not that stupid, and just fell into his room. To this day, there are 2 things that I will always remember about Pandez. 1, he is the kindest person because he thanked everything in that hotel. And 2, if I have access to a camera and vanilla rum, I have a sitcom. All right, we're going to do one more. I think I got enough time for this. I have trouble relaxing. If you haven't noticed, some people come up to me at these conventions like, oh, we wish you had fun. And don't get me wrong, I do want to sit down at the bar and have a drink with you. I have a problem with relaxing. I like to be doing things. I like going from panel to panel. And this is never more truer than when I am at home. When I want to sit and relax, I need to find something to occupy my time. And that thing is City Skylines. Yes! Oh, City Skylines. If you don't know what City Skylines is, it's like Sim City, but on the weirdest version of like Adderall. Like, you need to laser focus on, you can change taxes for everyone, down to a single house if you have the right mod. Or just send the mob in. Just use whatever word I come up with, that's what's in the story. Fuck it. Well, I downloaded a few modules for this game because I was having a problem. My city had grown gigantic. I loved it. And when a city gets that big, you need to laser focus on your problems. And mine, as always, was traffic. I'm sitting there. I'm zooming in on these cars. I'm following them around the city to try to figure out traffic patterns. This is how I relax. It's not okay. Xander doesn't let me keep Twinkies in the office anymore, because then there won't be any Twinkies in the office. They'll be in the toilet. Well, I downloaded an asset manager. I downloaded something to help me with traffic. It made it more realistic. Cars started using all 4 lanes. A car that wanted to turn right would be in the far right lane. However, another car that didn't might not be in that right lane. It was really helping out traffic. But in there was a toggle. Just a little toggle switch. And all that switch said was, realistic bad drivers and a percentage. Okay, I turned it on and I put it up to its max, 5%. And I started noticing something. I would hear squealing in the town. I would be looking around, I just see a car just going back the wrong way down a road, other cars exploding. I'm like, and it was very amusing, don't get me wrong. I loved the module, I had a lot of fun with it for a while, but I like my game. I left it on, but I like my game. Well, I found out that one of the problems I was having with the town is that everyone moved in at the same time. When everyone moves in at the same time, they move in at the same age. And they all die on the same goddamn day! Because they're wearing a watch like, up, one moment, bam! And now my hearses have to take care of them. And I did not know this when I started the game. I did not know until I followed a hearse. I zoomed in on the hearse and I started watching its traffic pattern, what it was doing to traffic. What I found out was hearses and city skylines are magical. The driver, the hearse hops into existence from a crematorium. It leaves, it goes to the first house, and it gets the body. It pulls up outside the house, blocking traffic. He grabs the body, puts it in the hearse. And now I thought, all right, how's it going to get back? It's going farther away. Why? Because it went to pick up another body. I love this! I am on cloud 9 just imagining little Timmy standing outside with Dad going like, oh, is Grandma gonna be okay? No, little Timmy, get the KY. She's the 5th pickup today. Wham! Just a pile of bodies.
Bring out your dad.
This to me was outstanding. I thought it was the funniest damn thing. So I keep playing the game. Now that I have this information, I can change traffic patterns. I understand the game more. I start moving crematoriums. I put them in their own location. And to make sure I did it right, I find another hearse. And as it populates, 5%.
By drivers.
Oh no! Oh
The hearse has a bad driver. Here we go! The hearse pulls out of the crematorium and goes into a field. It turns around, gets back onto a main road, decides that is too much traffic. I have raised sidewalks. Apparently hearses fit on raised sidewalks. I am watching this son of a bitch just cream down these ultra-popular... That is called job security. I could see my population down-ticking. Oh, send Jerry, Lowe, and Curly. We got a lot of them now. It goes around to houses. I mean, it's just squealing. Now, 5 stops is a lot to this game, so I put it on cheetah mode. That's the fastest mode in the game. All that really does is it gets rid of some of the, I think I'm saying it wrong, not pixels, but frames, I guess you would call it. So it's just skipping. It's going a lot faster, and I'm watching this thing zip all over the town. There's people dead. There's bloodstains, I hope. It's going the wrong way down one-way streets, but I'll be honest with you, it was the fastest hearse I have, and not just because of cheetah speed, it just knew where to go. And finally it gets back to the crematorium. Now I know it's because of cheetah speed. I know there were frames missing from this. But I saw the following. The hearse comes careening down the off-ramp, through the street, runs into the crematorium, literally crashes through the goddamn front door, and the whole building explodes. And all I thought was, holy shit, they just revolutionized burning a body. If you're interested in an investment opportunity, I am opening in a mortuary next month. It's called Kill 'em and Grow 'em. Guys, my name's Alkali. Sand to the Blue is coming from there. We've got pandas over here. We are the 3-headed monster. We're going to be running over to the Dragon Show right now. That's in
Rosemont A.
Rosemont A. Guys, thank you very much for being here, and good night.
Silver Gatoman, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gatoman, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gatoman, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.